Fine. Let's talk about application load balancer today. Okay. So your application load balancer works at layer 7. In organization, people call it ALB as well. Okay. Application load balancer. So application load balancer works at layer 7 and it I can say ALB, application load balancer, do load balancing to multiple HTTP applications across machines. Okay. It also supports redirects. Okay. Redirects means if you want to redirect your traffic from HTTP to HTTPS. Okay. I'm just giving an example. So that is being supported by application load balancer as well. This is one of the best load balancer I can say. Okay. Why? Because it has advanced routing capabilities. If someone asks in an interview, which is one of the best load balancer, then you need to say it is application load balancer. Balancer among all because of advanced routing capabilities. What type of routing capabilities it has? It has host-based routing capabilities and path-based routing capabilities. Okay. Application load balancer is also used, I can say. ALBs I can mention here. ALBs are used for microservices and container-based applications too. Okay, like your ECS, EKS. With them also, you will be able to find application load balancer is being used. Okay. Let me try to show here something. Okay. This is a user. Traffic is redirecting like this, right? For any of the load balancer. Here I say ALB, application load balancer. Okay. Here we have the EC2s, EC2 1, and here we have EC2 2. Okay. Now what we have, there is one more thing here, and that is your target group. I would also like to talk about that. So what is target group basically? So target group is used to route requests to one or more registered targets. Okay. Target with ALB, application load balancer, can route traffic to multiple target groups. Okay. Your health checks are performed at the target group level. Okay. So here, if I just go here, what I can say is these are the EC2 instances, and these EC2 instances will be part of your target group. Okay. So if you need to add any new EC2 instance or you need to remove any EC2 instance, that will be part of your target group. Although behind one particular load balancer, you can have multiple target group as well. Target group. Okay, you can have multiple target group as well. Here, for example, I say target group 1. Okay, you can have one more target group. That's not a problem. Maybe you want to, because it has advanced routing capabilities, right? So if you want to add one more target group, you can get this added. How? Maybe you can just go here. You can say this EC2. You can say this EC2 instance number 3. Okay, and here you can get this added into a different target group. So here we can say like into this particular instance, right? And this is your target group number 2. Okay. So multiple target groups also you can get added here. That's not a problem. But we manage all of our EC2 instances with the help of target group only, which is important for us to understand. Okay. Now, at this moment of time, I will keep this simple. That's why I'm removing it. Okay. And now let's go and have a look through the console how we can create the load balancer, application load balancer. So here I'll go. And if you remember in our previous session, we created 2 instances where we hosted the web server 1 and 2. So I will go and I will start the instances. If I just go here and here I'll paste it out. Let's see if both of these servers are up and running and they are hosting a website. I just want to validate. Yeah, website is being running here and onto other instances as well. Okay. So it means your EC2 instances which are there, which we have here. Okay. Both of them are running the websites. Okay. So that is fine. Application is hosted here. Now, what we'll do at the left, we have this load balancers. So I'll go here and we don't have any of the load balancers at this moment of time. Fine. So what I'll be doing, I'll just go here. Give me a minute. So here we go. And I'll go and create a load balancer. So now if I just go here and here I'll go and say create an application load balancer. So now here I am, and in application load balancer, I will need to give some sort of name. So we'll try to keep it as per the organization's standard. Okay. So load balancer name could be, I can say, okay, we have the website name, right? Can we pick from there? Okay, yeah, spelling, right? So here I'll say maybe if it is a environment name, right? Maybe development, I will say dev, I'll say spelling, okay? And I will say ALB. Okay, this is the naming convention I'm following at this moment of time. Every organization is having their own naming standard. Fine, I'll scroll down and then it is internet facing. Okay, whether I want to have it exposed over the internet, like any traffic from public internet could come to here. That's why I want to keep it internet facing. Or if I just want to limit it within my internal network, then I can keep it internal. In our case, we'll go with the internet facing because I want this particular URL to be accessed from anywhere. Here I'll go scroll down and I am fine with the IPv4. Okay, because at this moment of time IPv4 is so much popular. IPv4 is mainly used, I can say. Okay, so here I'll go to the network mapping and I am fine with the default VPC. Along with that, availability and subnet, I will be selecting all of these. Like my instances can be within all the EC2 within all the availability zones, whichever we have. So I'll scroll down and next I'll go to the security group. So here I go and here, do we have any load balancer security group? Yes, which we got created in last session. So if I just want to have a look, what we allowed for that, we can just go here to EC2 instances and here we have the security groups. So now if I just go to security groups, I will be pasting it out here. I'll be looking into this and here I go to the inbound roles. So now here I go and port number 80 I have allowed from anywhere. That's what I can have a look here. Okay, which looks to be fine to me. Now I'll be scrolling down and now this is the listener and routing. Okay, so here what do I need to do? Do I have any target group? Here it is asking me, like it will listen at port number HTTP, HTTP or HTTPS, it can listen and it needs to forward the traffic. So where it needs to forward the traffic to the target group. So here what do we need to do? I need to create a target group. So here I'll go and now it wants me to tell whether I want my targets will be instances or something else. So at this moment of time, we'll be considering instances. Later on, we'll explore other options as well. So now here I am, okay, and I will be giving it a target group like your Syrian, right? This is the name which we are giving to our load balancer. Sparing, sorry. So sparing ALB and TG, target group, okay, which will listen at port number 80 and which will be part of default VPC. Your load balancer and your target group should be part of the same VPC only, okay, as it will not listen the request or it will not be able to find it out. Then protocol version we can use HTTP1, HTTP2 as well. That's fine. These are different versions. Now we come to the health check. So health check is how, like once the load balancer receives the traffic, how will it perform the health checks? So here we have defined like HTTP. Okay, if we are here defining HTTP, then HTTP should be allowed into your EC2 instances, as your health check will get failed. So now here we will be selecting HTTP and health check path is slash. Whether we keep it slash or we can keep it index.html or anything we can keep. Okay, that's up to us only. At this moment of time, I'll be keeping slash, but I will show you how to get this modified. Okay, that's not a problem. So here I'll go into advanced health check. So here these are the important health check parameters which we need to understand, and we already talked in our previous session. So healthy threshold is after how much consecutive check it will validate whether your instance is being healthy or not. To check that, here the healthy threshold is like if 5 times it is getting the response, it will consider that as healthy. So instead of 5, I'm mentioning this as 2 because I want to have a quick response. So if twice it is getting the response, it will consider it as healthy. Next one is unhealthy threshold. So unhealthy threshold means if it doesn't receives the response for that much interval of time. Like if 2 times it will not be receiving the response from your EC2 instance, it will consider it as unhealthy. Next one is timeout. Timeout is whenever it is sending out a notification, okay, and it doesn't receive the response back, it will declare it as timeout. Okay. For example, here your load balancer is forwarding the traffic and it doesn't receive the response back. Okay. Like it forward the traffic to the EC2 instance, and after 5 seconds, it didn't receive the response within 5 seconds. It will declare it as a timeout. Okay. And after how much interval of time it needs to forward the traffic. So by default, it is 30 seconds, but I'll be defining it as 10 seconds. Okay. So after every 10 seconds, it will be performing the health check to the load EC2 instances. Your load balancer will validate whether these EC2 instances are reachable or not. Okay. So this is how we have configured our parameters of health checks, because we only have one target group at this moment of time. Here I'll say next. So once I go and say next, then here we have the register targets. So two targets are being here, which we have. So because two EC2 instances only we got created, I will be getting them added. Here I go, I'll say include as pending below. And both of these instances we got added at port number 80. They will be checking EC2 instances are being running, and we will say create target group. Any questions or any doubts till here?
No, I got it.
Okay. Now moving ahead. So now we have this target group, okay, which we got created. Now again we will go to the load balancer, and here if I scroll down where I kept it, I will be refreshing it, and once I refresh it, here we have the target group. I'll be selecting this out, and after selecting this out, I'm able to add the target group. Okay. Now I'll be scrolling down, and if I want to give some tags to the load balancer, that also I can give. Okay, but at this moment of time, it is optional, because but within the organizations, you will be able to find tags like owners, email address. Okay, so cost could be one of the tag, business unit could be one of the tag. So many tags you will be able to find as per every organization standard. So WAF is a different service through which we can filter out the traffic. But at this moment of time, we are not needing to have the WAF. And AWS Global Accelerator is something when we want to have a static IP to our load balancer, but it has additional costing. So organization hardly use this AWS Global Accelerator. Okay, so this is also one of the feature which you can use while you want to have a static IP address. But in those scenarios, but in many of the scenarios, in most of the scenarios, this is not the ideal solution which people use. Okay, so we will not do that. Now I'll go and click on create load balancers. Okay, now here I go. So the status is into the provisioning state at this moment of time. If I'll be refreshing, I'll go here. The next one is here I can go to the target groups. And if I go to the target groups, I can just go to the targets. Okay, so what target shows at this moment of time? Target shows health status is initial, and target registration is in progress. Okay, so here again I can go back to the load balancer. DNS name is available now, and here we have the state which is into the provisioning state. So here we are able to see the details of our load balancer which we got created. And here if I go, status is provisioning, when we got created, availability zone which are being supported. This is the DNS name, this is the ARN, Amazon resource name. So I don't know if we talked about ARN in AWS, but ARN is Amazon resource name. So basically, in AWS, whatever resources we are getting created, whether it is EC2, security group, uh, load balancer, target group, anything, every resource will have its ARN. Okay, like Amazon provide a particular identity to all of their resources. So that is your ARN here. Next one is listener and rules. So we are listening the request at port number 80 and we are forwarding to our target group. Next one is network mapping, and these are the network mapping which we have. And okay, if I go to the monitoring, then in monitoring we should be able to see target response time, like how much response your load balancer is taking to respond, how many requests we are getting. Okay, so all these parameters we are able to see, like 5xx. Okay, like sometimes the application throw out an error. So how many 5xx are coming up, so that you can have a look. So all these things you should be able to see here in the monitoring. Next one is integrations with web and AWS config. You can get it integrated. Next one is attributes. So attributes is something which we'll be exploring in a while, because we have multiple things to do here. Then here we have the okay capacity. Okay, this is something new which AWS got added. So serve console to request an increase for reserve per region. Okay, so it is like we can raise a request to increase the application load balancer capacity unit per region. Okay, that looks fine. Technically, we are not needing that at this moment of time, and here we are into the types. Okay, it looks to be fine. Here I'll go to the state, and now it shows active. So now what I can do here, I will be going to the DNS name. Okay, and if I just paste it here, then the load balancer is responding. It looks to be fine. Next, if I just go to the target groups, right? This is the target group which we have. So if I'll be clicking on here for targets, right? It should show me healthy. Let me, okay, these are the targets. Okay, both of the targets are being healthy. Okay, so your targets are healthy. In last session, I already showed when one of the target goes down, it gets unhealthy and the other keeps serving your traffic. Okay, that is one of the things. For example, let me try to do one thing. Let me try to make some change here. And that change is related to your health check. So here if I go, okay, and here I say, instead of slash, I say test.html. Okay, and I have saved the changes. Now let's have a look how it happened. Test.html. Here I'll go, and now let's have a look what will happen. Go here to your targets. Okay, and see, both of your targets got unhealthy, right? So now if your targets are unhealthy, if you go to here, your load balancer, you refresh it. Let's go to the incognito. Okay. So your targets are being unhealthy, but it is still serving your traffic, right? Not HTTPS, HTTP. Okay. See, are you able to access this? Can you give it a try? Abdul?
Yeah, sure. I'll try.
Yeah,
It's in
open
the
this,
chat.
please. Hmm.
Yes. I can access it.
You can open this, right? But
Yes.
this one, your target shows is unhealthy. Okay. So basically, what is happening? Okay. So here in the organizations, what happen whenever your targets will get unhealthy, it means it really gets healthy. In our scenario, what we have done is we have played with the health checks here. Okay, so if your EC2 instance, for example, not responding or anything is not there, in those scenarios only, this your health status will get unhealthy. And whenever this one will get unhealthy, you will get a notification in your email, or a ticket will get created like so and so so and so target group is being unhealthy and you need to fix it out. Okay, so the concern is why it shows as unhealthy and how can we get it fixed. That's what I want to know. Okay, so to know that, what we need to do here, we have the EC2 instances, both of these EC2 instances, right? So I will go to both of these EC2 instances and I need to create something. What I need to create? So here I will go. So maybe if I just go here, what I have defined for the health check. So for health check, I have defined like to this particular target, there should be one file that is test.html. But whenever it is trying to hit test.html, it is not able to find. So if I will get this particular file test.html created there, then our health check will get passed. How it is gonna be happen? To do so, here I will go and open this. Keep here, I will be opening. I will connect with both of these EC2 instances. v2-user. Okay, let me do one thing. I need to create one file. Where I need to create? I need to create, I can say echo. This is health check. Okay. And I need to create one file to var www html. And within HTML, I want to create test.html. Are you able to see test.html? Okay. I'll press enter. That's it. So now what happened if I go to this particular location, var www html. If I do ls, here I got one file created test.html. So your load balancer will validate whether this particular target is whether this particular file is available or not. Okay, if this particular file is available, then that's good. Okay, so it will be like that. Now if I just go, 1 second, if I just go here to the target group, see, one of the target goes healthy. Okay, similarly, if I just go to the next one, okay. Similarly, here also I will say echo hello, this is health check, and I will redirect this to var www html and test.html. Okay, I'll press enter. So now again, it will validate whether that particular file is available or not. If it is being available, then it will be forwarding the traffic to that particular one as well, and it will get healthy. Let's go, let's have a look. That was test.html only, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Okay, both of them got healthy now. So now let's try to do one thing again. Okay, if I'll be, for example, this web server 1 and 2 both are being healthy. Let me stop this instance. Let's see what happened now. Okay, this is getting stopped. If I just go to target groups, let me refresh this. Okay, this is stopped. Now, this is unused, right? Okay, now let's go here. Let's see if you are getting the output right. So it means the user is not being impacted, right? User doesn't know what is happening into the backend, right? He is able to access the application. Getting my point? So whatever things are happening into the backend, whether you are stopping the instances or you will be performing some maintenance tasks or everything, okay, all of them user is not able to understand into their front end, and he is able to access their application continuously. Any questions or any doubts?
No, I got it right. I just have a general question about the instances.
Mhm.
Uh, like for some reason, can these instances could be in different zones, and then we can attach with the same load balancer, or it should be on the same zone? Secure, like
See, these could be into different availability zones. That's not a concern. Okay, that could be 1B, 1A, 1C, because there we already have defined, right? If I just go here in network mapping, I already have defined this availability zones and subnet AG 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, I already have defined this. Okay, so these could be into different availability zones, but it couldn't be in different region, these instances, because it is region specific. Load balancer, EC2 instances, these are region specific only.
okay, I got it.
Okay, so what I'll be doing, I will be deleting the load balancer for now. Okay, and these target groups also I'll be deleting. And there are a couple of things which I need to cover as part of this. Okay, which I'll be covering tomorrow, not today. Okay, there are multiple advanced things which we need to discuss and which happens in a real-time scenario only within the organization. So that we'll be discussing tomorrow.